Would you have hired you, or would you have thought, oh my God, this is a scary guy?
Absolutely, because let me tell you something. You will never find someone more ambitious than me, and you will never find someone that can outwork me. Give me this opportunity, give me 30 days, and you decide.
Superstar, the real estate rock star, Anthony Joseph.
Anthony.
Mr. Anthony.
Anthony.
Anthony Joseph.
You are buying a property on an off-plan, which is under construction, and buy it from a developer in a decent price. It's gonna make you 5-10%. If it's somewhere on the beach, it can go way higher. It can make 20-30%. You have this property is ready. We come in, we furnish it for you, we register it in Dubai Tourism Department as an operator, we do the photo shoot, and we list it on 27 portals, locally and internationally. You will never find anyone as passionate about the business as much as you. You got the idea, you felt it, you believed in it, and you want to make it happen.
I buy a property.
Yeah.
Is there still money to be made?
You have two ways. First, it's gonna be... Before I came to Dubai, my life was chaos. Because it was that point where I started moving to couches. From friend's couch to another couch, nothing was happening, and it went really it went down the drain. I was living because I was breathing. I wasn't alive. And a person without a purpose is very dangerous. And then I felt terrible, and I'm like, by hook or by crook, you're gonna make it. And no way ever in life you're coming to this again. Never. Wow.
Gladiators, welcome back. Today I have the king of real estate of Dubai here, Mr. Anthony Joseph. It's an absolute pleasure having you here.
It's my pleasure to be on your
You
show.
were courteous.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's an honor, bro. You were courteous enough to have me at your on your podcast about 5 months ago. Can you believe time flies?
Yep. We had a long summer, so
Yeah, now you're back here. So to our humble adult, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thanks a lot.
So when did you get back from your holidays?
Last week of August.
Okay.
I wanted to extend it more, but I felt it's a bit too much,
But you know what? It's holiday blues. You know that, don't
Yeah.
you? When you come back, you're a bit depressed.
I'm still depressed.
And then yeah, exactly. And then reality kicks in.
Yeah.
But last time we spoke, you were going through, we're going to tell the audience who you are, and we're going to go back and forth in this conversation. Before the microphones came on, we were talking about balance, isn't it? Because you came here 2014, or you started your own real estate business 2014.
Oh, I came here 2014. I came here for a vacation. It wasn't even planned to work. I just came here, fell in love with the city, and I stayed here.
That's only 9 years ago, brother.
Yeah.
So what set you apart from... just tell us where you are today, and we can go back.
Today, I'm co-founder and CEO and the manager of multiple companies in Dubai that they are related to real estate services, such as like the holiday homes business, interior design, furnishing, residential and commercial cleaning, and so many more companies, related to the services of real estate. When it comes to real estate, I'm still doing real estate sales. I've been doing this, I think, since 2017. This is when I started sales. Before of that, I was just doing leasing. And that's about it.
You're kind of like underselling yourself here, my friend. So you're a partner at Providence, correct? Providence Real Estate.
Mm-hmm.
That's like one of Dubai's top
leading companies.
Leading companies. So how many staff work for you there?
It's almost 215.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Do you handle them yourself?
Not really. I just handle all of the other companies, the services, as I told you. Because what I found out that when I try to be in the office, like most of the agents will come to me looking for answers, thinking I have the keys in my pocket, and whoever's gonna give me a question, I'm like, here you go. That's the answer for it. So I felt like I couldn't really focus on my own calls, WhatsApps, emails, arranging meeting and stuff. That's why I am managing the services, which are way easier. I just need to make 2 or 3 meetings a day with the staff, and the rest they have to execute. So I am based and working from Media City, Concord Tower. This is where we have the second branch. So as Provident, there is 4 branches. This is the second one.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
And are you as driven as you were 9 years ago? Now things are a bit more comfortable?
The drive is always there, but the goal is different. 9 years ago, I just wanted to eat. I just wanted a home. I just wanted to have decent transportation, not to be in a metro or a tram or a bus or whatever is going. So I achieved that. Then after achieving it, I'm like, great. Now you can live like a decent human being. What else? Then I'm like, okay, I need to have my financial freedom. How do I get it? Okay, by selling a lot and not spending the monies on parties and booze and stupid shit that most people do, by reinvesting it into assets such as real estate. And I did that. And I started getting the returns. And then I'm like, wow. Like those millionaires and billionaires have nothing on us. They're just well educated and they've been executing this
Money
for a long
educated,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. And after that, I'm like, you know what? Now I need to change my circle. I still have my friends. I still have most people I love, but I'm like, I still love you, but I'm not going to spend 10 hours with you. I'm going to spend 10 hours with that multimillionaire or that billionaire because it's going to change my mindset.
Is that what you learned?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I learned from my clients the way they're buying. And I was looking at them. I'm like these guys are nuts. But then I'm like, no, they're genius.
It makes sense.
What they're doing, how they leverage their money, how they use the bank, how they're not scared, because most people tell you never take a mortgage, you will be hooked, or never take a credit card, or don't do that. But there's a way that you can use this stuff and you can leverage on the money, and it can be way more profitable than you parking your money in one property. So when I understood this, I'm gonna call it the ecosystem, because it's an ecosystem by itself. Like regular people don't know anything about. So yeah, I really immersed myself in it. I started reading a lot. I don't know, I'm even an author. I have books myself. So yeah, when I got into that world, it was for me mind blowing, and it made me more hungry. Like the drive now is 10x than when it was before, because before it was easy, make money, rent or buy a house, buy some clothes, buy your food, buy a car, you're set. But then it's like, no, I was thinking too small. I need to 10x it. When I 10x it, and I'm like, okay, now I need another 10x. So that's how it goes. And even now with everything that I have, I still looking to see which way I want to make my business either boom more, or my brand, or what I
Has your problems increased with money? Has your headache?
Absolutely. But it's different handling. So before, my worries were how to pay my DIWA bill or how to pay my car. You know what I mean? It was the stuff that...
Basic stuff.
Yeah. But these stuff
you need to live on
are so harmful. It doesn't let you sleep because you're always worried. So if you are stressed about this, you cannot perform at your work because this is all what you think about. Now with more money coming, more eyes are coming. More hidden devils are coming. Everything else come with it, and you need to adapt to it. You will have a lot of haters, but then once you understand that they are not hating you, because of Anthony, they're hating you because of what you have that they want, but they don't have a way to get it.
Yes.
It
just highlights what they don't like about themselves.
Exactly. And then people start to envy you for your relationships, for your friends, for the good time and the quality time that you have. Not only they will envy you about the material object that you will be ending it. So yeah, the more you train your mind how to really get this, don't take it personal, have less emotion and the stuff, and just like move forward. And you need to do what you need to do regardless of what your surrounding or the income is coming from it. You will be free, and nothing beats freedom. Financial freedom, mental freedom, spiritual freedom, all of the freedom. This is the most, underrated in life.
Not many. I feel you're deep, right? I feel you're deep. So, where was the time when you thought, stop thinking about money all the time, and you started looking at other things that
never happened? I'm obsessed with making money. And then I'm not obsessed with the actual money. I'm obsessed with the chase. I'm obsessed with the idea. Because like, how do you get idea to make money? It's like usually when you are by yourself or you are listening to people talking about something too small, but you get something bright. So it's like you got the idea, and then you have to sit by yourself. The way I do it, like you, we are old school. We have a paper and a pen. We write down, okay, this is the roadmap. This is the timeline. I need to make 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if this fails, plan B will go. If plan B will fail, I'll go to plan C. And how to make it. And then suddenly seeing happening, like it's actual life. Like this is a business.
You created something from a
Yeah.
piece of paper.
Exactly. Like it's like a growing a baby. Like this is here now. Okay. Once it's here, how I'm gonna make the credibility? How I'm gonna make this? Okay, great. Then how I'm gonna scale it? Then I'm gonna keep it local. I'm gonna take it international. So all of this, I'm still obsessed with it. I love it. I live for it actually. Like,
Do you find which is your biggest challenge when you start a business? Do you have like an inner circle that you work with, or when you start a business, you need to hire new staff? Is that a challenge?
of course it is, because at the end of the day, you will never find anyone as passionate about you. Sorry, as passionate about the business as much as you, because this is okay. You got the idea, you felt it, you believed in it, and you want to make it happen. The staff coming, whether they're gonna get paid the salary if they are doing this idea or a different idea. They don't care. They're coming to spend 9 to 6 and they will not make it. So yeah, definitely when I'm looking for stuff, I look to find Anthony in 2014 and that hungry kid who came here who wanted to prove to the world that it doesn't matter where I come from.
Would you have hired you? Or would you have thought, oh my God, this is a
Absolutely.
scary guy. He's too...
Absolutely. Because let me tell you something. I've never bullshit in my life. I'll come to you say, listen, I have no idea about your business. I have no idea about anything. But let me tell you what I know. You will never find someone more ambitious than me, and you will never find someone that can outwork me. Give me this opportunity. Give me 30 days, and you decide. So when I find people like that, I always hire them. Matter of fact, if you look at all of my staff, the eldest is 25 years old. I pick them young on a purpose. Tell them doesn't matter if the world is not believing in you. It doesn't matter what's happening. Come sit in here and I have an opportunity for you and see what I will do. So basically what I do with my staff, I'm like, I all give them basic salaries. I'm like, this money is enough for your accommodation, for food, for your bills. You don't have to worry about anything else. Now, you want to make 10,000? Doesn't matter. It's out there. You want to make 20,000? It's out there. You want to make 50 or 100? It's out there. And I make this crazy commission scheme where everyone has a bite. Whether if the person is making a coffee or is the operation director. I made this commission scheme where all of departments are just like pouring money in it. As a company, I don't touch it. It's all theirs. They will all take it, plus their quarterly bonuses.
Wow. So, were you always like this? I know you were driven. You came as a salesperson. When was the time? Did Provident exist? Did they offer you a partnership? Or
No. Provident existed way before me. Louay Al-Fakir, the founder of the company, created it in 2008.
Okay. Even then, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, 15 years is a long time. Yeah, he created the company in 2008 and he just like immediately, once he did the company, a month or two after that, happened the world crash.
Exactly.
And yeah, he had through a very rough time. When I came in 2014 as a company, I don't know, we were 28, 30 agents in a very small office in Barsha, but it had a crazy vibe. So I remember, when I came to Dubai, it was a Thursday evening, 11 p.m. Friday, I spent it on the beach, and it was the first time where I go to a beach and the water was warm. And I'm like, what is this? It's
originally from Lebanon, right?
Yeah. So it was super weird for me. Saturday, I started sending CVs, and Sunday I started getting the calls, and from Monday I was having the interviews. And I remember, I'm not going to mention the companies because they're still there, but I went and they were mega and they were flashy and they were big and they didn't feel right. I felt, I don't know, there's no vibe in that place. And when I went to Provident, that has like, I don't know, 1,000 square feet office. The agents looked like, I don't know, like ghetto, like I don't know how they looked like, but the feeling told me, stay here. This is your place. You know what I mean? And I did a great decision by staying there. I could have picked any other company and maybe failed and maybe said, you know what, the city is not for me and let me go somewhere else. So yeah, me picking it, I always believed that it was destined and it happened. Now, moving forward, I started smashing deals like big numbers from 2018. While I can guarantee you that 95% of the market were suffering, whether they are investors.
Why do you think that is?
Again, obsession. So to summarize it,
Share some tricks.
yeah, it's not about tricks. You know what? I'll tell you everything. Let me tell you the two scenarios. So when I came in here after 2 months, I spent all of my money the first 3 days when I came to Dubai. Then I got funded. Then I spent the money again. After 2 months, I had no idea what's real estate, how to get clients, how to do everything. And at kind of way, I was lost. So I started looking how to make my way. And I remember a day came where literally and I didn't even have that coin, the 1 dirham or the 50 fils, I didn't have it. So all what I had was a iPhone 5C. I went and I sold it for $100. I owed someone $20. I paid it back. So I had 300 dirhams left and I divided it. I'm like, okay, this is your all in. This is everything that you've got. This 300 dirhams, I divided it into 30 days of 1 month. And I'm like, make it or break it. That's it. So my daily budget was 10 dirhams, out of which I can afford a cheese sandwich in Al Maya. You remember the supermarket? Yeah. And 5 dirhams for the metro. That's it. That was my all in. So if I want to exceed it by using the metro, I couldn't eat and vice versa. So yeah, and that month was the roughest. I closed my first rental after 26 days. So I was left with 40 dirhams.
Close, yeah.
Yeah, 40 dirhams. I did my first rental with another agency, which ended up to be paying me like 2,000 dirhams.
Okay, which was
But
like,
brother,
wow, you're a
those
billionaire.
2,000
Yeah.
dirhams were like, wow, I can take a taxi. I can have some chicken or meat because like I can't eat cheese anymore, you know? So yeah. So from there, I was doing okay. I had my place, I had my stuff. But I remember that year, it was so weird. So I don't know if you remember the merge of the companies, the one broker group, the OBG, the 5 companies.
Yes, actually, I do recall. Yeah.
That happened in end of 17. They did the merge. And I remember that I had on me like 30, 40,000 dirhams, but my receivables were over 250,000. So I'm like, you know what? We haven't had a vacation for a long time. Go spend Christmas and New Year in Lebanon, then come back.
Were you married then?
No. 2018, no, I got married recently in 2020. Anyway, so I went to Lebanon. I spent everything I've got. Who cares? I'm coming. I have $50,000, $60,000 I can pick up. So when I came, for my surprise, that
All the agreements were terminated.
No. There was an issue happening with the trade license of OBG because of that big merge, and the bank account got frozen. So means these developers are still paying us to the account, but we cannot take the money out. I'm like, fuck, what should I do? And then 3 days later, I had an X6 back then, and it broke down, and the guy from the garage called me and said it's gonna cost you 17,000.
Yeah,
I'm like, keep it. Like, keep it. Then I was supposed to move to Maidan for my flat in January. So I already told the owner that I'm moving end of the month, but they called me and they were like, no, we still need another 60 days to give it to you. So I called the landlord and I'm like, I'm really sorry for that. I even showed him the email. I'm like, I'm not playing around. Would you please let me stay for 2 months and I will pay you all in advance? He said, no, I've already got another tenant and it was already signed. Like, wow. So what happened?
This is 6 years back. 5, 6 years back.
2018. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So what happened that I moved to, I don't know, I started moving to couches, from friend's couch to another couch, hoping for this issue with the bank will be resolved so I can pick my money. Nothing was happening. And it went really it went down the drain. I remember one day I was renting a Kia Picanto that one of my friends, he used to be a crew in Emirates. So he had a long flight for 6-7 days and I couldn't find anywhere to sleep. So I slept in that Kia Picanto. And then I felt terrible. And I'm like, by hook or by crook, you're gonna make it. And no way ever in life you're coming to this shit again. Never. And that's what happened. So I'm like, you know what? Instead of me sleeping in couches, let me sleep in that office. Anyway, I'm there all the time. And I went full on. I'm not gonna even say a beast mode because it was even beyond that. And I don't know, the way I was working, it was really like I'm just like trying to get my oxygen. And that 3 months.
Let me just take us there. Were you fun to do business with, or were you so fucking driven that you didn't dare cross you? It was just like boom.
Yeah.
Or both?
Yeah, it's a mix of both. Mm-hmm. But I was
that element of fun and laughter, because you're a very nice, humorous guy. Did that just go out?
No, it didn't go out. Listen, I'll tell you something. Since I was a kid, I always believed like it doesn't cost anything to make a person in front of you smile. And I still have it till today. And if you see me, how I do it, I don't go do it with the people that they are well doing in life. I go do it with people who are struggling in a way. I come to them and it's like, I saw you looking at this girl, what do you, and start having this fun conversations, just to make people laugh and make people, and so many times I give compliments that I don't believe it. Like I look at someone, I'm like, today you're looking gorgeous. And that makes her smile. I don't believe she's gorgeous, but I just made her.
Don't say this on a podcast. They won't believe you next time.
Fine, but I mean, I just made her happy. Yeah. And what did it cost?
You do it purposely.
Nothing. Yeah.
I know what you're saying. Maybe she's looking better today, but you tell her that to make her feel good. Not that you don't mean it, but you don't mean it in a sexual way. I know what you mean, right? You intend to make everyone you meet happy.
I mean, if I'm talking to someone that's like my grandmother's age, of course, there's zero sexual in it. Yes, but I just want to make people happy. Now you're married,
there's zero anyway.
Yeah, anyway, yeah.
Oh, you're digging a hole for yourself. No, cool. So compared to where you are, 5 years ago, what the hell? What, you're on turbocharge?
Just want to let you know what happened, the last part of it. Please. So all of those calls and all of those meetings and everything that happened in Q1 2018, it all paid off in April. So April came that I did 19 individual sales for total different people. So it was 19 different clients. Like there was not one repetitive.
Yes. Individual, separate.
Yeah. And most of them, like when we went to developers, they were like, you know what? We didn't came here for you. We came because of this guy. This guy has been harassing us for 4 months. Like we've never seen this kind of follow-up.
Everything aligned that April. Everything fell into place.
I swear, I still remember April 1st. So I called the representative from EMAR. And I'm like, listen, I need to book this unit. It's total 3 different clients. I'm going to give you the passport, the ID. He was like, bro, fuck off, man. Like, enough is the April's Fool. I'm like, bro, I promise you. I'm not joking. And he didn't believe me until I sent him the passports, the phone numbers, the emails. And I'm like, issue the online link payment so they can do the reservation. And we still laugh about it till date that like it started as a joke, like April 1st. This is where everything started. And I remember very well, like that month, I made some crazy commission and celebrations, and it was all over the place. And the CEO came and he whispered in my, it wasn't Luai back then, it was Omar Farouk. You know him? No, Omar Farouk. No. Okay.
Is he still part of the company?
No, he's not. Because back then it was one broker group. It wasn't Provident. But Omar was the one who was running.
Provident then.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And he came, whispered in my ear, and he was like, you have to do this every month. So I looked at him, I'm like, why? He said, because if you don't, people will call you lucky. Mm-hmm. And that kind of left a mark. Like people will call me lucky. Man, have you seen what I've been through for the past 3-4 months, and to call me lucky after all of this? Yeah, I'll show you. So I made a promise to myself, I'm going to maintain this, and I'm still maintaining it.
You still sell?
Yeah. Until
Yeah, I heard that you still hands-on.
yeah.
You got fingers on the pulse.
Yeah, I mean now I changed my business model because before I was just doing purely off plan, dealing with developers directly. Post pandemic, all of these developers changed. They shuffled their management, they shuffled their mindset, and so I was like, you know what? It's not even worth it to deal with such people. Let me jump to the secondary market. So now I've been doing secondary market. It's my first year, and I've done over 74 or 5 sales so far. Even when I'm not in Dubai, I managed to close that sale.
Incredible. So that phone doesn't stop ringing.
This is my personal. You should see the work phone.
So when was the time you became a business owner, right? So
2018. It all came. 2018 it was like kind of my luckiest year. So when I started making the money, and I'm like, okay, great, how to utilize the money? So I started looking for businesses, and then I'm like, which business I should be, because I don't know any business. Matter of fact, I didn't even know real estate. I learned it by YouTube, by doing my researches. So an idea came to my head. I'm like, you always try to use these companies, but they have terrible services. And you keep saying in your head, it's terrible services. So instead of you saying it's terrible services, why don't you create this company and provide a better service? And this is where my mindset changed. So I got into maintenance, which was a major failure because it's a business which is concentrated on the humans.
You need lots of them for
Yeah.
very little margin.
Yeah. And then this changed my mindset. It's like...
You lost money.
Yeah. I didn't lose money. I learned something. Money comes and goes very easy.
Listeners to get the way you think. To you, it's natural.
Yeah.
My listeners are listening, think, he lost. Oh my God, so much uncertainty with losing money.
Losing money is nothing. It's what you get out of that lesson. When I got into trading, I got smashed. I still have the video where I lost $230,000 in one day. And I was taking the video, like a screenshot, and I was laughing at it. And people were like, are you nuts? I'm like, no.
I'm learning.
Imagine if I didn't learn this today and I lost next year $20 million. What would have happened? Or $200 million. So it's like always see what you can get out of the position.
You're still trading?
Yeah, of course.
We're going to discuss that.
Yes. So coming back to it, I got the experience that the most beautiful business model is the service model. So when I create a business that it can run itself without being, I don't need to count on a supervisor or a painter or whatever. This is where it's the real money.
Also, you don't need to buy stock, warehousing, trading.
Service, connecting people, fixing issues, which is perfect. So this is where I changed the model and I got into multiple companies. And one of those companies is PrimeStay, which we got the license in end of 2018. We did well until COVID came, and then we got smashed because most of the owners were tripping. They were like, Anthony, there's no airport, rent it for 1 year. I'm like, okay. So we rented all of the units for 1 year. We were left with 11 units. And then most of the employees, they went back home. I didn't have any employee. I just left the company. I forgot about it in COVID. Then I met with someone. And I told her, listen, I don't know where life is taking us. I don't know anything. But if we resume, you have a spot in the company. However, you are the only employee. Can you do that? She was like, sure, let me try.
Wow.
Yeah.
She saw the vision.
Yeah. And today we have 660 units all over Dubai. We did this in 3 years.
Wow, amazing. So she had a huge part to pay in it.
Absolutely. I can give her maybe 75% of the credit.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So going back to property. So I have no idea about, I've had properties, probably managed them totally wrong, 5-6% a year return, don't know how to scale.
Yeah.
So if I came to you, and I know it's probably in your book, right? How to get into the property business. Could you educate me? Because I know I listened to Arnold Schwarzenegger once, and he was into property business before going into the movie business. And it made sense. And I can't remember now what it was. So I buy a property.
Yeah.
Is there still money to be made?
Absolutely.
Okay, help me. How much do I need to start I'm your student.
Yeah.
Coach me.
If you want to get into property, so you have two ways. First is going to be that you are buying a property on an off plan, which is under construction.
Okay.
You can buy it from a developer in a decent price. It has decent payment plan, like 10% every 6 months, which is easy. Usually the people that they pick this model, they are people that they don't have much savings or much on the side to
Cash.
invest. Anyway, when this property will hand over, doesn't matter where it is, it's gonna make you 5-10%. If it's somewhere on the beach, it can go way higher. It can make 20-30%. Regardless, you have this property is ready. We come in, we furnish it for you, we register it in Dubai Tourism Department as an operator, we do the photo shoot, and we list it on 27 portals, locally and internationally.
This is the company you just mentioned.
This is where we do the short-term rental.
Okay.
In this model, it doesn't matter what you have. There is no way that you're not going to make 10% income with me. Now, same property, if you want to lease it for 1 year, it's going to make you 5-6%. Now, prices are going nuts in Dubai. They're kind of like doubling from last year. It might make you 8%, but it's not a sustainable model. You know? So this is the first scenario. Second scenario, you have your 20% down payment. You get a mortgage from the bank. So before all of this inflation and
So
increasing,
don't wait to pay the whole property off with cash.
you can. You can just finance it
But
by
if you
putting
don't,
down.
when can you actually mortgage it? Halfway when at handover point is the time you can mortgage it.
When there is a certificate of completion,
Okay.
you can mortgage it. However, if you're buying from Emar is the only developer in UAE that once they give you the certificate of completion on 50%, you can finance the remaining 50%.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah. So this is another option. Third option, that you come to a developer, and this is my forte. So I come to them, it's like, how many units you have? They were like 5, 10, 20. I'm like, great, let me buy it all from you. However, the terms are, I'll give you 20%, you give me the keys, remaining 80%, we pay it on 5 years. Post handover. And they do that. They want to get off the stock. They want to get rid of it. They're jumping to a different project. This is where I come. So you pay 20%, I come do the same, furnish your units, do the same stuff. And that 10% I'm making is like I'm injecting the post-handover payment plan. And whatever is missing by end of the year, that amount, you will inject it. But eventually, if you make the calculation, this property will be costing you 40% from your actual money and 60% from your tenant.
Absolutely.
And this is why I said big. Yes. And this is why I do these crazy deals, because I know what investors want and I know what developers want, and I made that link between
So if I came to you and said, look, I got a couple of million, is that good enough? Or not really?
500,000 dirhams are enough.
Really?
You don't need a couple of million. Couple of million, we will look at a strategy of obtaining 2-3 properties. Why just to get one?
Okay, I have $500,000.
Yeah.
What do we do?
So we have
I'm serious. I'm really serious, right? So what do I do?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. So first of all, we just need to pick the strategy. If you are coming in for the 2 to 5 years, mid-range, or you want to go the long term. If it's a 10-year plan, then I will take you to raw areas where I believe there's going to be over 500% of capital gains, such as Port Rashid, where you see now all of the developers are coming, and Dubai South. I'm such a believer in these two areas. It's gonna explode.
Wow.
So we pick the units. Now you can even buy as easy as paying 1% per month. There's a developer called Danube, and he has his tower over
those
there.
Units? Would you get them?
I wouldn't get it myself.
I was thinking
nothing personal with Danube, but what I found with Danube, and that the investors buying over there, they're willing to kill each other over 500 dirhams, 1,000 dirhams to drop the rent.
Yeah. Then you're going to get that trade-off situation.
Exactly,
no quality.
Exactly. You know, what comes to quality, they actually have done really nice quality, very affordable. However, as I told you, the battle between the landlords, it's a headache for me. What I will buy over there, there's a building called Anwa from Omniyat. It's really nice. Like, it's super luxurious. Like, it cannot go wrong. Emar are coming with they redesigned and reshaped that place with their buildings, and they're gonna make some kind of townhouses where you park your boat and jump from it to your townhouse. This kind of stuff I go into. I prefer to pay more because I know that the client of luxury will pay 100 times higher than a guy who has put all of his saving in one unit and he wants to get out of it. So
I was listening to one of you. We're going to go back to this.
Yeah.
I was listening. I'm going to give you credit here because all my apartments were 1 bedroom, and I listened to you and I sold them all because you said 2 bedrooms are better.
Yeah.
The type of clients you have. God, this guy's a genius. I didn't even thought about it.
And you know how many people came to me and was like, no, I have a studio. I've been having the studio for 5 years. It's amazing. I'm like, great. What's your capital gain? 15% over 5 years. Wow. 3% per year.
You've
Good
lost
on
money.
you, man.
You've lost money.
Clients made 60-70% in 2 years.
Do you know what I realize? If you don't know, you don't know. Listen to the expert, right?
Yeah.
And I learn from you.
No, actually, when I give advices, like I'm an investor that have every type of properties. I have studios, I have 1 bed, I have 2 beds, I have townhouses, I have villas. The money I'm making on villas is ridiculous. It's stupid. I'm making 200% in 1 year. But why? It's like a year and a half ago, I was looking at Dubai because I get these questions always from the clients. Is it oversupplied? This is going to be oversupplied. Are we going to this and that? So I was looking at the inventory that all developers are providing per year. And I saw that the best year, they provided 28,000 units. However, from this 28,000, there has been a variation between 20 to 22,000 of flats, and the remaining 6 or 8, there were townhouses and villas. And through the years from 2015 till date, there's a massive shortage in townhouses and villas. And then I was looking at the demographics and the people who are relocating to Dubai. So from 2021, who did we have? Brits. And the smart Brits, because they knew like what's coming today. And this is not even the start. Yes. We had Russians fleeing the war. We had Ukrainians. We had lots of Europeans moving here.
Affluent.
Yeah. These guys, when they come to Dubai and they're all married with kids, do you think that they will look at 2 and 3 bedrooms apartment to be in a bed? Hell no. They want a townhouse and villas. Back then, the prices of townhouses and villas that weren't even equivalent to a studio in central London, because it's £1 million. £1 million back then in Dubai Hills Estate, you can buy a proper decent villa. So I started investing there and I slept on it. 1 year, getting crazy offers. Now I'm offloading.
Really?
Yes.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? So it's like you have
didn't pay them all though. You're in some kind of a payment
plan.
The
best I paid was 35%. Wow. 35%. It was the best I paid.
Yeah.
I made 180% on the money in 1 year.
And there's still money to be made.
Absolutely.
So with 500K, how many properties can we buy? Just one?
And it depends. As I told you, if we want to use this as a down payment and the rest mortgage, it will be one. If we want to go to a different area, such as, let's say, JVC, where we can make a deal with a developer, take this down payment, give us 2 units on this payment plan, it can be done. Yeah, and the third way, which I wanted to mention to you again, is like you can buy a property by paying the full price, okay? And then you can call the bank and say, come over, I want to release equity. So the bank will come say, let's give figures just to simplify it. So let's say you have a property of 1 million dirham. The bank will come say, oh, it's a 1 million dirham. Okay, I'm going to give you 70% cash, put it under mortgage where you pay installment. Great, do it. You took the 70% cash. You can still buy 2 studios with it. Let 1 studio pay all of your installments, and then net is money net to your pocket that you're playing with the bank's money. This is a business model. It's so easy. You just obtain 3 properties by buying 1.
If I say to you, listen, I have no clue, would you take care of it? Would you do that?
Absolutely. I do everything from A to Z. I
will even get you. What would your fees be?
It depends on the property. So if you are buying a ready property, I'll charge you for it 2%, which is the same norm that everyone charges. When it comes to the banks, you don't pay me. I will link you with that person. I will get you the pre-approval free of charge. You don't pay anything. I will link you with the bank. They will take 1,500 dirhams to open that application for you. And there is some fees. Then after you finish it, if you want me to rent it for you for 1 year, I don't take anything from you. I'll charge the tenant 5% for the leasing fees. If you want to do it under short-term rental, my company will do everything. You will take 80%. We will take 20% every month.
And it's still higher than having long-term.
Absolutely. By 25 to 30% higher than the long term.
What about people who want to manage their own Airbnb account?
They can. But you want to see how they come to us crying?
Because what? They've done damage.
Not only damages. It's like check in, check out process. Okay, you have a booking. You need to pay tourism fees. You need to submit the passport for the CID check.
Really?
You need to make all of this.
Still, they have to.
Yeah,
it's not so
people
easy
don't
as
know it. They were like,
Europe
yeah, I will take a picture. I will put it. Someone will come,
Mhm.
rent it, pay me, and they leave. No.
Your company takes care of all.
Everything from A to Z, even from the report after the checkout. We have the housekeeping coming in, seeing it. That
Your
we're sending
housekeeping
the
goes in,
maintenance
fixes
team.
it, everything.
Yeah, to do the MEP check, they're checking the plumbing, the mechanical, the ACs, the stuff that most people don't.
A lot of my friends have rented accommodation who they don't live here. Most of the time they're
Yeah.
abroad. Could they
Yeah.
stop rent the property to you as on Airbnb? They could.
Listen, for me, I really deal with everyone. I have no restrictions. All what I need is an NOC. So, for example, if you are renting a villa for 1 year and you have an NOC, which is a non-objection certificate
From the landlord.
that he has no issues of you subleasing it,
Mhm.
I can list it.
Wow.
Done. Easy. But if you are a tenant, I cannot do it because I'm signing with the name on the title deed.
Yes. We
Yeah.
need the NOC from the owner.
That's it. And we have so many people doing this.
So if I came to you with $1 million,
Yeah.
okay, and I said, look, Anthony, take care of it. And I want, one of my challenges is that I've got enough investments to cover my next 3 to 4 years payments. Okay. But I'm concerned about what happens after 3-4 years, right? So we could sit down and say, look, if we can scale it, and I'll let you introduce me, drive me. In 5 years, we could have a portfolio of number of properties and rent coming in.
From the 1 million,
Mhm.
yeah, I can get you 6 in 5 years without you paying anything from your pocket. And I have this model which I've been doing for more than 250
And
clients
there's
and
still
out of my
deals
career.
on the table.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And whenever you have time, we're gonna get my
Let's do it,
laptop.
bro.
We were gonna open the Google Earth
Mhm.
that I will show you where we have in multiple areas.
Deal.
And
Done.
we'll
Let's do it. What I don't want to do is I'll let the experts I trust take care of it. That's what
This
I
is what I do too. I don't want to talk to 100 people. I just want to find someone decent can do the job for me, and I sign the
work
contract.
them and
Yeah.
done. Perfect.
And if you wish, we can shoot another episode while we're doing it.
I like to do that.
We
very
will
much.
shoot an
Yeah.
episode when we're
And we
finalizing the
manage it
deal.
Done.
And after a year, we're
Done.
going to show the exact figures of what
Done.
this property is. Because I think seeing is believing. And most people think that there's a lots of scammers in Dubai. And they are right.
What I
And they are right.
Yes.
Because there is a lot of unprofessional people that jumped in this industry that they don't have any financial background. They don't have experience in the real estate or any hotelier business or whatever. They just saw that people are making millions. We should do it too. They came in and destroyed the image.
Yes.
But still, there is a lot of very good and decent agents in Dubai. I can tell you there is almost 200 people I know that they are brilliant.
I think where I'm one of these people who waits, understands the game, then jumps in. By that time, most of the time, miss the boat, right? I'm constantly thinking, shit, it's so balloon, so big, it's gonna pop, right?
Yeah.
There's never a good time to come in, and I'm missing it.
That's what happened to most of people.
Exactly.
So when I came in 2014, why I didn't
You need
work-
balls, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
You did.
It's
You
not
went in.
balls. It's just like
Trends.
you need to understand it. You just need to understand what you are getting into. So when I came in 2014 and I joined the real estate and I wanted to start working on sales. And I remember whenever I used to call someone, they were like, no, man, are you crazy? Dubai is gone. Dubai is over. Like, why everyone says this? Then I'm like, you know what? It's too hard to make a sale. Let me leave it. I'm not even prepped for this city, not to become even a broker. So I went into leasing, and I remember in 2015, people said the same. 16, where I came back to sales bit by bit, they were like, nah, man, it's gone. 2017, the same. In 2019, people were like, Dubai is over. We will not put any money. In 2020, here you go. We told you it's gone. November 2020. I closed over 700 million just for Emir. And the ball kept rolling and everything happens. People started coming. It's like, yeah, it's nothing. It's because of COVID. Yeah, Dubai is the only place opening. That's why people are investing. Like, okay. 2022, jump over, God knows, 80-90% in prices. Oh, it's just a bubble. 2023 is just a bubble. 2024 is just a bubble. So what I wanted to tell you that if you want to invest, you will invest in any year of those. If you are a smart investor, you will come in 16 and 17. You would have made now over 500% capital gain. If you are just following the crowd, you should have followed in 2021. Now, if you're coming in 2023 and you want to buy something which has appreciated 300-400%, yeah, it's risky. It reached the ceiling.
Yes.
It might go 10-15%.
But then if you're buying multiple units, you can still get a good deal.
Yeah, not only those, but what I wanted to tell you that you come in and wait to see which building or development is going to be handed over. And there's a lot of people that they cannot pay their handover payment, which is 60% or 50%. They cannot get a mortgage from the bank because their portfolio is not strong. What would this guy do? He will sell exactly the price that he bought. He will say, okay, I don't want to lose anything. Give me my money. Let me get out. This is the main idea.
How do you find them? Well, I know, of course, you have your own database, but...
No. Listen, I've never called or harassed anyone in my life. How do I find them? Man, it's very easy. You know, Fam Properties, they have created an application called the XP Internet.
I interviewed for us. Yeah.
Which is free.
Yeah.
That anyone can use. Like, for example, that's a tool and most people don't use. So if you click on it, there is something called the project tracker, and you click on the tracker, it will tell you what was handed over, what's soon to hand over. Okay. And another one, which is like, it gives you the date of the building is going to be handed over. You can simply go to that developer and ask for the accounting department and say, I'm a buyer. And if you know
difficulties.
Yeah, if you know any guy who's really tough and he wants to get off the unit, I am here to help him. It's free of charge. I don't want to charge him anything. Just tell him to talk to me and I'm going to sell his unit.
I would have thought the developers wouldn't want to because they can pick up the property for nothing, right?
They can, absolutely.
If they default. So why would they want to help? So
depends on the person.
I want to screw all the people who put
it
it for nothing.
And then inflate the price and then shoot it and do it. Yeah,
I think half the time the developers want that, to be honest with you. Right?
It wasn't the case. I'm telling you, this new shuffle in management and the change the mentality of all of them. It's a bit surprising, but no, there is still very decent developers. I'm going to give you this case and I'm going to call this guy because I don't have any respect for anyone more than this person. His name is Ismail. He is the CEO of Oxford Development, and Oxford is one of the sexiest and high quality buildings you can ever see. They have 4 buildings already and they're launching one next week.
Where?
In JVC, in Arjan, in Dubai Hills. So let me tell you the story. I went and back then, health-wise, I was in a terrible shape. I went to the building, health-wise. Yeah, I had a big operation. I couldn't walk and my feet were swollen. So I was wearing like flip-flops and like pajamas, you know.
Recently?
That was in Jan 2022. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So I went to that developer and everyone looked at me. It's like everyone suited up and they were like, who's this guy? But then they looked, he just jumped from a Rolls Royce. Okay. Something weird. So I came in, I went to the apartment. I went to the show apartment. Fell in love with it. I'm like, that's beautiful. I looked at the girl and I'm like, is this for sale? She started laughing. I'm like, seriously, I'm not joking. Is this for sale? She's like, I can check for you. And plus, please do. She came back. She was like, I want it. That's my passport. This is the payment. Get it done. And I made a joke where I told everyone, please leave my house. Now it's fine. It's not the show apartment anymore.
Close the door.
So I made a deal for the client that he bought over 10 units.
Okay.
And
So you bought that show unit
for myself.
For yourself.
For myself. And I made the deal for a client for 10 units or 12. I cannot remember the exact figures. Anyway, down the line, that client was going through rough, I don't know, cash flow, whatever happened.
Situations changed.
Yeah, it wasn't like before. So they were talking to me and they were like, when can we expect the payment? I'm like, honestly, I have no updates. Honestly, he doesn't have any updates. And
Can we help?
they kept quiet. And then I got a call from this guy. I'm like, I'm the CEO of the company. I would love to meet you. I came there and I was like, listen, we know you're a good guy. We even know that the client is a good person, but we know situations happen. We don't want to go through this. We don't want to cancel the unit entirely. Let us sign cancellation papers. We will refund him everything that he paid, of course, with the deduction of the commissions. He will keep his money. We will get the unit back. We will sell it, and he is happy, and we maintain the relationship.
Wow.
And I looked
He didn't have to.
I looked at him like, man, that's too good to be true. There must be a trick. Maybe they want me to sign off these papers and then keep them. So I didn't, because who does that?
Yes. Walking away from millions.
We signed it up. They refunded the client. Everyone is happy. And I'm like, wow. And then I find these mega big names in the country that if you just miss your installment by 5 days, they will charge you 1% late penalty fees. Some developers are charging 3%, which make me lost. I'm like, is this what? If a bank, like people are taking mortgages from, or what they are doing? So that's what I'm telling you. Like, as much as you hear bad stuff about developers, brokers, services, there is
good, decent,
huge and nice people.
I bought these 2 studio apartments in JLT, and they were supposed to be completed this year. They had problems. I don't know what the problems they had. I tell you, the developer is the one
that he did Dukes.
Yes.
Yeah.
How the hell did you guess that one right?
I mean, like, because once they announced it, I knew it's gonna take ages. Let me tell you why. Because I came there.
It was amazing. I just said,
Yeah. I came there and I wanted to close 3 units for 3 sisters. They were like, you know what, we want to enter. And I stayed there and I'm like, hi, I know.
But they did Dukes on time.
Dukes actually took ages. They just handed over 7 Palm, which is also took a bit of time. They're handing it over right now. So when I went there and I'm just like, guys, I'm not here to get a briefing. I have the passport. These are the units I want to lock. And I have the 5% booking. No one sat with me. And they were like, please have a seat and someone will come assist you. Half an hour passed. What are you doing? Yeah. I'm just here to book the units. Either you want to buy and I want to sell or you don't. And no one came. And then I felt, okay, like if this is the sales team representing this project, let me get out of it. Again, no disrespect for the developer or no disrespect for their work. This is what happened to me. This is my experience. Therefore, I won't deal with such developer.
Wow.
Because if he cannot give me a good service, how can he give my client a good service?
I was thinking, well, they're not. I guess I'm making money because the properties since then have gone up in price. True?
I don't think they're gonna go
that
crazy. You bought what, 480, 500, 520? Exactly. I don't think it's gonna. Like, what's the ceiling of a studio?
No idea. How much would it be worth now? 650?
I'll check for you what's the latest transactions happening on Property Monitor. We can tell this information.
I'm going to come to you for renting them.
Yeah.
Are they good units to rent? As and when they...
I don't know what you bought. I remember clearly that there were units overlooking the golf course. You can see the Vida, the Montgomery. So if you got the views, definitely they will do well.
Wow, I just mentioned it. You said it. JLT is a big place for people who don't know. That just shows what an expert you are. What annoyed me is that I didn't hear anything for a year. And then suddenly sent me final reminders with 5 days to pay. I said, you don't contact me. I've been phoning you up. Oh, we've had problems with our contractor. But you have final pay. You have 5 days to pay.
Doesn't matter. Let me tell you something.
I just thought it was unfair as a consumer.
Yeah.
They delaying, they doing everything,
Yeah.
and then just send me final
I
reminders.
tell you what, you bought a property and these guys gave you a handover date,
Mhm.
right? Okay. By law, they can delay it by 1 year.
It's been over that now already.
Thank you. Let's say December, your handover was December 2020.
Yes.
He can delay you until December 2021. But from January, every day, you can charge money for it.
Oh, hello.
Yes. So there is no clear law of what you can do. It's all up to negotiation. You can tell him, waive the service charges for 5 years, or you can simply ask 10% on your money because your money has been frozen.
Blocked, correct.
Or you can charge the developer a 1 year lease.
Wow.
Yes. If you want to go through that, we will happily help you. We have the consultancy where I will link you out and you can do all of this stuff. So the Dubai Land Department, our ruler, has made sure that you as an investor, you're protected. So don't let them, if they come as, we are this and that, to worry you. Like, even I remember clearly, like, who are we talking about the strongest developer in Dubai? Emaar. Okay. So Emaar, 2 or 3 years back, they came in and informed all of their tenants. All of the investors that short terms are not allowed in downtown. But the law was very clear by saying every residential unit can be transformed into short-let lease. And they sent an email, I remember it very clearly, and people reported this email to Dubai Tourism Department. 5 days later, gone. Wow. Every residential unit can be short-term let. So what I'm saying, what the government are doing for everyone, just making sure everyone is having a fair trade, investment, life, and everything. That's why I'm telling you, if someone tries to force something on you, instead of you saying yes, get to know your rights. Mm-hmm. You have rights.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get to know these rights.
I just accepted it. I was like, this is unfair. Yeah. They got my money. No. Randomly, they send me reminders with last 5 days to pay.
No.
And I just paid.
Don't do that. You just paid, which is your installment. You have to pay it. But yet, there is obligations from them
side
to pay you. So now we can do a negotiation on your behalf and see what you can get from them.
Amazing. Thank you. We've got to do a lot of conversations here, aren't we? Done. So, how old are you still? You're still young, right? 30s? Still in 30s?
Late
30s. You're a baby.
30s. I'm 38. Just turned 38 a few months back.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. 10 years. Where are you going to be? Maybe it's 5 years.
Too even scary.
Yeah, 5 years.
Too scary what I'm going to go. Because, listen, now I'm living in 2025. I'm not in 2023. 2023, I was done from it in 2020. I always plan the next 3-4 years coming back. Where you're going to see me, you're going to see a very big name involved into contracting and development. As I told you
in Dubai?
Dubai is a possibility, but there is other countries already on the table and signed.
And if I was an investor, I could get involved in those other projects outside?
Absolutely. There is multiple schemes we are doing for people who want to, because there is some development where I can fund it myself. There is others where it's too huge. I need investors, and definitely I will put you on the table. As I told you before, instead of me seeing this company and saying it's a terrible company, let me do one. And now this is why I'm coming into contracting and development. Because instead of me saying terrible, build one, show them how it's done, make sure that you're making money and they're making money. Because the developers nowadays in Dubai, they have zero care about their clients. They want to make the money. So when I saw this, and I was extremely disappointed, and I'm like, you know what? Rather than me saying they are terrible, create that nice successful model and show them how it's done. And this is what I'm going to do.
Beautiful. I'd love to be in that journey with you, man.
It was a pleasure.
Just a couple of other things.
Please.
In your book, Social Media, you have the private jet and the Rolls Royce and the... Why do you do that?
What do you mean?
you show off your wealth, right?
Why not? Because end of the day, I'll tell you something.
Because most people are, you know what they have? They have scarcity mentality. If you put yourself out there, you're going to get knocked down.
By who?
Others.
The only person that can knock you down
I want to hear your
is
version.
you.
Tell me.
That's it. It's your mind. It's your that bad, the negative idea that comes to your mind. I have made sure my work is public since I started. It's on social media. And everyone tell me why you do it. I'm like, I'm creating my career. I'm creating everything. And I want to make sure I'm showing it to people to inspire them and to
show that they can also do
anyone can do it. Listen, I came from Lebanon. My parents got divorced when I was 8 years old. Before the divorce, I was living in a basement all of my life because it was the civil war. So the first 8 years of my life, all what I heard was bullets, bombs, and moms crying. Okay. They got divorced by 8. By 12, I got this, I don't know, just like started rebelling on everyone, on life, on everything, thinking I'm the man. I don't know, the teenage years were really like, I kind of lost. I came in university. I was even looking at my teachers. I'm like, man, like, how can these guys teach me finance if he's wearing $100, all of him, or he's coming as a miserable? So I've never fit in anything. I was always trying to search, why I am here.
Is your DNA? Why do you think?
I don't know, maybe my brain works faster than others, but I don't like to be told something. I like to be shown something. Like, tell me like about this cup, talk to me sense, you will convince me. And I'm like, great. But if you want to tell me this is the best cup for you, just drink it, no question asked. No, man. I will not do that.
So you're always questioning things.
Yeah, everything. I question it. And I think in the two parties, like if I were here, why would I do this way or this way, and try to come to a conclusion? So what I'm trying to tell you that all of my life, I wasn't inspired. No one inspired me. I didn't look at someone and say, I want to be like him. Until I came here, isolated myself, immersed myself into learning, into YouTube videos, into all of this stuff. And lots of people on YouTube inspired me. And I said, you know what? I should do the same. Because end of the day, if you obtain the wealth of the world, but you haven't done anything good, you haven't changed the life, did it really matter?
So you still inspire.
Yeah.
Although you know you're going to get haters, you're going to get people.
I get haters for what? They're going to hate me for anything. They hated me when I was broke. They're hating me today. They will hate me whatever I will do. But the haters don't hate me personally. They hate that I have everything that they cannot get. And once the second any hater will say, stop, you know what? If he made it, I will do it better. That hater will become a fan.
Sure, true.
And he will change. And when he will change, what he will do, he will tell everyone, guys, listen, I've been an alcoholic, or I've been a junkie, or I've been miserable. But guess what? Yes. I changed. Mm-hmm. So can you. So this is the effect.
Change.
Every Sunday I go to church and I post a story, I'm in a church. And people start asking me, why you do that? I'm like, to inspire. And guess what? After 3 weeks, I got 5 that they start going to church and posting it. And after them doing this, it's a snowball effect. And it's the same for everything. End of the day, I can live that decent, secret life, you know what I mean? But I'm not doing anything wrong. Why do I need to hide? Like people who's always hiding, they're into some dodgy shit.
I think also, and I think they have a fear of what other people think.
Who cares?
Exactly.
Who cares? No one thinks of you. No one cares everyone cares about themselves. Now, people might mention you when they are sitting down. Oh, what is Anthony doing? Or Dariush? Yeah, this is just to have a conversation. Regardless, can I take any of their opinion and deposit in the bank? No. What I can do, I can take their opinion and flush it in the toilet because that's where it belongs.
Do you manage your own social media? Do you have a team?
Yeah, I do.
Everything's yourself.
Yeah, I do have editors that they do the clips and stuff, and I do have the team that post, but most of the stories or the events or the ideas, they all come from me. Yeah, and the ideas 100% all come from me.
A few other questions, if you don't mind. What keeps you up at night? Anything?
No, zero.
No worries, no fears,
sleep like
nothing.
a kid, and when I wake up free. I wake up, I look at the ceiling. What do I fancy today? Shall I work? Shall I go to beach? Shall I travel? What do I want?
Beautiful, isn't
What
it?
do I want? And this is the freedom I'm telling you. And
Do you
this is
feel,
priceless.
do you live in gratitude? Like, remember what it was
Every
like
second.
8 years ago?
Every second. And this 8 years, it was just me coming, try to make my life. Trust me, before I came to Dubai, my life was chaos. Because it was that point where I was living because I was breathing. I wasn't alive. And a person without a purpose is very dangerous.
Do you think that's chaos? It's a bit personal, this one. You don't have to answer it, but I'm sure you will. Has affected your personal relationships? Because you've had such a turmoil in childhood. Has that made you a perfect lover? Or has that made you a little bit unstable? Because sometimes we revert back to what we always used to. Does that make sense?
I tell you something.
If I asked your wife, what would she say?
I prefer you do. Not gonna answer on her behalf, but let me tell you something.
What do you think she would?
I've never liked commitment. I've been free since I was a kid. I've never let anyone tell me, what are you doing or when are you coming back? Including my parents. And I always lived like, yeah, I own everything I have. My time, people I want to spend time with, what do I want to do? And I can tell you something that doesn't matter how lost I was in life. I've never did something wrong. I've never killed. I've never stole. I've never
Lied,
hurt.
cheated, yeah.
Lied. I'm not gonna say I've never lied because definitely I have
You've
lied.
exaggerated
Yeah,
the truth a little bit, not
but
lying.
I've never did anything to harm anyone. And always, like, the strong beliefs I have, I still have it until date. And this is what I teach people. They were like, what are your principles? I'm like, treat your clients like you treat your parents, and never sell something you will not buy yourself. And these were my two, and this has given me massive success. Now, you don't have to have the same, but be decent. Don't sell someone something that you know that he's gonna lose on it just for you to make $10,000-$20,000. You got a guy minus millions. Don't do that. It's not right. Everything will come back to you. Whatever you put out there is gonna come back to you 5 times. So be a decent person. You know how many times I met people through dinners and they were like, oh yeah, we're finalizing this unit tomorrow. We're going with this guy to do it. I'm like, congrats. I've never said, come do it with me. I will share my commission on this stuff. I'm like, congrats. Once you finish it, you can give it to me to manage it for you. Because I don't care about this commission. I want the relationship. And why would I hurt someone that has been working on this client for the past 10 days, 2 weeks, waiting for his day to come? Maybe he wants to buy his daughter a bicycle. For me, just to come screw it. And this is the major part of the brokers we have today. Everyone is trying to screw everyone to make those crumbs.
Yes, but going back to my question, what are you? So you sat with your partner and said, this is the way I am. She went, okay.
No, I'll tell you what. So I've never had commitment, to be very honest with you. And then me and her, when we met, I was very honest. I'm like, listen, I'm living a chaos. This is my life. This is my phone. This is everything that goes to my life. She looked at me and she smiled. She was like, I must be special. I'm like, why you say that? She was like, with everything going on in your life, you still managed to reply to my text. And I'm like, yeah. Actually, she is special. Why did I do that? Even though I have over 150 calls a day. Like it's madness. I'll show you.
Yes, I'm sure.
It's crazy. And I told her, you know what? I like you a lot. However, I have issues, commitment issues. I've never felt like there's someone I want to live the rest of my life with. However, let me tell you something. Let's try you and me. If you can accept my life and be in it, happy days. If not, it's totally understandable. No commitment, nothing. Let's try it out. And she was like, let's do this. And next month we will be 5 years together.
But you're not married.
We are married.
You are married. So
yeah.
What happened? How long before you decided, hang on, I want to spend the rest of my life with this woman?
tell you something. I felt it's too good to be true in the beginning. Like, I mean, like, there's no way you will not have fights with your partner.
The birds
The
were
first
singing,
year,
the bees were buzzing, everything was wonderful.
The first year we had one argument. I'm like, man, this is not right. Then we lived together. When we lived together, this is the scary part, because dating is something, and her seeing what you do and your home.
The reality
because as
of things.
men, I'm sorry, but we're pigs. We reach home, we take the shirt, throw it here, shorts, throw it. You know, like,
she might not like that. She doesn't normally see that.
Most of them, they were like, what is this? You know what I mean? And so that's like, when she came to the house and she saw most of my stuff expired, and she was like, why are you even keeping it? I'm like, it's a hair gel, it's a face cream, what can happen? She was like, no, she's threw everything. She went to the kitchen, threw everything, brought everything new, and the house it felt like a house. It felt like a home. Because before it was like, this is the place where I come, change my suit into whatever, and go spend the day and come stay. So when she came in, she gave that warmth. Second year passed, we didn't fight. And I'm like, okay, that's it. Like,
this is the one.
It was all of this. I mean, like, she even understands that I get so many DMs from girls.
Of course.
On Instagram. They want to become broker and meet me. She never said a word.
Wow.
I mean, like, if one guy will text her something, that's a different case.
Yeah.
Her, she never did. She was like, it's okay. I know. It's fine. That's your life. Keep doing what you love. And I'm not here to change it. I'm here to enhance your life. And for me, it was it. I'm like, let's do it.
Is she congratulations yet again. Is she from a stable family background?
Not really.
Oh, really?
She had
so
she's worse than me.
Wow. So she's self-taught as well. Wow, amazing.
Yeah. And she learned a lot with me. Because when I met her, she was kind of broken. Mm-hmm. And I always told her, like, lift your head high. Look up the sky. Never look at the floor. Wow. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Don't have that walk. You don't have any issues. Walk properly. When you're talking to someone, look them in the eyes. Never look at the floor. So bit by bit, and how she saw how I was living, and that gave her strength. So let's say she was broken and she healed with me. Yes. So let's say that was perfect. Why? Because I had it all except love. The emptiness was killing me. She had so much love to give, and it was scary, because if you are broken this much in life, most people will never love a flower. Yeah. For her to love again with this big heart, it's kind of inspiring.
Beautiful. So the passion is still amazing. I notice you together all the time.
I tell you what, we're best friends. We travel together. We do this. I go out with the boys. She go out with the girls. Sometimes when I go out with the boys, she comes with us. She learned all our games. She play cards now. She play basketball. She play paddle. So this is what I'm telling you. So for me, when we're sitting down, it's not like the annoying wife that I need her to leave so we can change the conversation.
She's a friend and
we speak everything in front of her. Even we make fun of girls who's trying to hit on me, or guys trying to. So we have fun with it. We don't have this jealousy.
Conflict.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And
kids,
I did something.
Kids, you're going to have children. Do you have time for kids?
But this is what I'm telling you. This is what's happening in my life. That if I want to live in Dubai for a longer time, no way I'm having kids.
Really?
No way. Because I leave house at 9, come back 9, 10 p.m. It's not fair for them. Mm-hmm. If I want to let her raise the kids along with a nanny, I'm already a shit father. Mm-hmm. My life, I like every month I'm traveling to a country for business purposes or whatever, but I cannot be a decent father leaving my kids just to go for a meeting or for a vacation.
Sure.
So when I want to do this step, I want to make sure I can give them time as much as possible.
Beautiful.
Unfortunately, today, I cannot do this. I'm still building my legacy, my life, everything. Yeah. So mentally, I'm not ready for it.
But you're planning years ahead. So as we discussed before the microphones came on.
Do you mind that I don't have to share all of my plans on a podcast? Do you mind? I can tell you all about it after the podcast.
I'm not opening it up. I'm just saying you evaluate.
I do have plans for it. Definitely, because that's the continuity of life. Men should come to life to create something. It's not always wealth, it's the legacy you're leaving behind. And if you didn't leave any strong brand or whatever you did, the least you can do is to leave a kid behind that will carry your name.
I can imagine. The reason I said I can imagine he's a great father. I can. I really
think
can.
I will do. I will be
Pretty
I will
good,
be
yeah.
a good father. Yeah, because I've listen. My parents were amazing. The only issue they had, they weren't amazing to each other.
Mhm.
But I've never had this side where I felt I want to stay away from them. No, but it was just like it was rough, man. It was civil war. Everything was nuts. So I'm not blaming anything. So when I had this, when I was a rebel in my childhood, I will never have kids. I will never. It was just me showing that I got hurt in this so much that I don't want to have to go through it myself. I was afraid. And again, even my wife, she comes from a divorced family. So we have it all, and we make sure that when we are living, we are helping people as much as possible.
Beautiful.
Because we've seen what it takes. We've seen like when people go through this tough time, what happens to their life. So yeah, kids are on the plan, not today.
And close with your mom and dad still?
My dad passed away in 2019.
I'm sorry.
God rest his soul. I'm very close with my mom.
So he never
and
got
the
to see you succeed, really.
In 2018, when I started smashing it, he knew about it. He said he was proud.
That's good.
And my second book, I dedicated it to him. So once you open a dedication, it's like it's dedicated to my father.
I'll read it.
And I hope he's proud of me.
Of course he is. I'm sure he is. Bro, how do you get your books on the shelves in
All over
places?
the place?
Yeah.
They just order. That's it. It's just like I remember.
Do you phone them and say, hey, I've got a book, and say,
Oh, no. So it was Take Charge has been there for a year and a half, which was my first
Yes.
book. Okay, it did amazing. It hit 17,500 something copies. It's still getting. I was seeing the map. It's being ordered in 19 countries for me, which was like it all started.
Do you self-publish or you Amazon?
No, I
or?
do have a publisher myself, and I give them the books, and they take the orders, and they manage all of this.
They keep most of the profit, though, right?
Yeah.
They keep like 80%.
I mean that. So, for example, from my book, which is sold in $25, the publisher takes 5, the bookstore takes 10, and I take 10 on each.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's
Normally, authors take less, right? Yeah, that's good.
Even for me,
That's
this
good.
is a joke. At the end of the day,
But you're helping. You're
the book is
contributing.
not here to make money. Honestly, if they will accept that I put my book in their bookstore for free, I'll do it. But for them,
They wanna
each
make
book
money.
is an item. They were like, no, you're taking space. We want to make sure to
Of
make money. So I remember when I announced that Take Action is going to be soon in the market, the girl gave me a call. Like, Anthony, you have 18 days to give me 200 copies. I'm like,
So
why?
they
What's the
wanted it.
rush?
Wow.
She was like, we've already have these orders. We need to fulfill. If we cannot fulfill, we have to buy it online. Now, why they wouldn't buy online? Because maybe that $5 of theirs will become $1.
Yeah,
so they want to take the book directly. So yeah, she kept pushing me, and I'm like, okay, sure. I wasn't even in Dubai, so whoever picked it up from Dubai sent it to Lebanon. They put it there in all of the libraries and the airport, and it's been doing like that. It's been doing good, thank God. And I want to announce something. I'm already in the 3rd chapter in my 3rd book.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do this every year.
Good.
And in the books, I'm not gonna do any bullshit that most of the authors do, where they will give you proper 20 pages of actual information, and the rest they will fill it with examples and back in 1970 and this, that. No, my books will always be 120, 150, 180 pages, but I guarantee you, each page is a golden nugget. And
Do you have a ghostwriter writes
no,
for you?
I write everything. I still have the blueprints. I still have it all in me. I put it somewhere where I lock it because I want to see this after 10, 20 years and say, this is where I started. I don't have a ghostwriter. Reason being that if you read my books, you will say, Anthony, it's like we are listening to a podcast. We can
It's your
hear
personality.
you. If I give it to a ghostwriter, There is
It
no
loses
way.
it. I've tried it. It
I
doesn't
don't
work,
get
yes.
the way I think. You want me to get it from a stranger? No way
Sure,
it's gonna happen.
Bro, it's been an absolute honor.
Thank you.
As
Leonard.
always, we're going to do this again. I know I'm going to be one of your 150 calls a day, but I'm going to message you when I get back. We'll meet regarding the investment.
Definitely.
And we meet about other opportunities.
Definitely. It
Can't
was
wait.
pleasure. Thanks
My
a lot
pleasure.
for having me.
Honored. I
Thank
salute
you.
you, Gladiator.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. See you until next time.